Okay, dear students, welcome to this class. So already in the last class we had been regarding about the states of matter, the two states of matter, that is solid and liquid. Solid and liquid. And already you have learned about the properties of the two states of matter, even solid and liquid. And you know the arrangement of particles in both states of matter like solid and liquid. And once again I wish to recall that solids have definite shape because the particles are systematically arranged and there is a strong force of attraction between particles and there is no interspace. Yes, sir. That is why solids have definite shape and solids have definite volume and they are incompressible. They are incompressible. Yes, sir. And in case of liquids, particles are close together. Particles are close together but not systematically arranged. And there is a law of interspace. There is interspace between particles, and one more important characteristic of that particle is in a liquids particles can slide over each other. In a liquids particles can slide over each other. Because of this property, liquids can easily flow. You can pour the liquids in anywhere. They started to flow. This is because in the liquids particles can slide over each other. Understand? And you know the main properties of liquids. Liquids, they have definite volume but not shape. But these liquids, they take the shape of the container. Okay? And you know, liquids are also incompressible. Liquids are also incompressible. They cannot be compressed. Okay? Let's come to the third state of matter, that is gas. Let's see how is the arrangement of particles in this gas. Okay, see students this figure. This figure that shows the arrangement of particles in a gas. What do you observe? What do you know from this figure? Can you see the arrangement of particles in this gas? See. In a gas, particles are loosely packed. Particles are loosely packed. Understand? Then there is a lot of interspace is there. There is a lot of interspace between particles. Okay. Then as compared to solids and liquids, in a gases there is no force of attraction between particles. There is no force of attraction between particles. Hence we say the properties of gas, particles are not close together. Understand? There is a lot of interspace between particles. Understand? And there is no force of attraction between particles. Hence, gases do not have definite shape and they do not have definite value. Okay? Gases do not have definite shape, even definite value. But they can move freely in all directions. The particles of this gas, they can move freely in all directions. Understand? Because particles are loosely packed. They can move in all directions. This is the main property of gas. Particles of gas can move in all directions freely. Take best example, air is there. Air is also best example for this gaseous state of a matter. If you ask anybody, where is air? What is the answer? Air is everywhere. Air is everywhere. And you know the basic property of air. Air occupies empty space. Air occupies empty space. If anywhere you can see the empty space, there should be air. Understand? Because this is the main property of that particles of gas. They can move freely in all directions. Understand? Okay. Gases do not have definite shape and do not have value. Okay. And particles of this gas can move freely in all directions. Okay. The last property is that they can be compressed. They can be compressible. They are compressible. Understand? You can easily compress the gases. You can easily compress the gases. Okay, students. So this is the arrangement of particles in the gases and also the properties of gases. The properties of gas. They do not have definite shape. They do not have definite volume and they can be easily compressible. Understand? The particles of this gas can move freely in all directions. Clear or no? So these are the arrangement of particles in 3 states of matter. And already I told the 4th state of matter is there, which is that plasma. Where you can find the plasma state? In a stars. In all stars, the matter present in a plasma state at very high temperature. But in a 20th century scientists, they can even find the 5th state of matter, that is BEC. This is called 5th state of matter. I think you worried about it. It is not given in your text. Understand? BEC means what? Bose-Einstein condensate. Bose-Einstein condensate state. This is the 5th state of matter. Generally, people know that matter existed in a 4th state. Even 20th century scientists found that 5th state of matter, that is Bose-Einstein condensate. It is shortly called as a BEC. We will go to learn more about this 5th state of matter in a higher classes. Okay. Just we know the general 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, and gases. Okay. Let's go. Next coming concept is let's see, students. This is the next coming concept. What is this? Can matter changes its state? Question mark is there. I am also asking this question for you. Can matter changes its state? What do you say the answer? Yes or no? Yes. Matter can changes its state. Yes or no? Let's learn how can matter gets changed its state. Understand? Let's see, students. Here solid is there. Here liquid is there. Here gas is there. Let's see, students. Observe this figure. Okay. This figure is also given in your text. I am explaining very shortly how this matter can change its state. Okay. See, I am explaining with one example. Solid material is there. Solid material can change its state to liquid. How? By fusion. By the fusion. In your textbook they are using the word fusion. In other words we call it as a melting. Understand? When solids get melt, it turns into liquid state. It turns into liquid state. Best example is there ice. Consider ice cube is there. Already you have say that ice cubes in your home. If you are refrigerators in home, try to make this a simple activity in your home. You need only ice and thermometer and cup of bowl. Okay. Just take a bowl and put ice pieces in that and put a thermometer inside it and just observe the temperature. Understand? So, without heating, ice started to melt. Without heating, this ice started to melt. That melting we call it is also fusion. Understand? See, by using the temperature, check the temperature level. Even melting. While during the melting of that ice. During the melting of that ice, even when you can check the temperature using the thermometer, the temperature level not raised. The temperature level not raised. Then how, sir? How this ice get melts, sir? By using latent heat. By using latent heat. Understand? So this latent means what, sir? Latent means hidden. Latent means hidden. Ice has a hidden heat inside it. That hidden heat we call it as a latent heat. By using this latent heat, the ice started to melt itself. Understand? It doesn't lead to rising the temperature level in a thermometer. Understand, students? So this is what we call latent heat of fusion. This is called latent heat of fusion. Latent heat is nothing but hidden. Already heat is there in ice. That heat we call it as a latent heat, hidden heat. By utilizing that latent heat, hidden heat, ice started to melt itself. Understand? Hence we call it as a latent heat of fusion. Clear or no? So this is what we call melting point. This is called melting point. Observe the temperature level in a thermometer during the melting of that ice. How much it shows? 0 degrees Celsius. How much it shows? 0 degrees Celsius. This is what we call melting point of ice. This is what? Melting point of ice. Understand? So it is in a degree Celsius scale. It is in degree Celsius scale. Okay? So in a Kelvin scale, it is about 273 degree Kelvin. In Kelvin scale, how much it is? 273 degree Kelvin. Understand, students? The temperature at which the ice started to melt, that temperature we call it is melting point. How much it is? 0 degree Celsius in Celsius scale and 273 degree Kelvin in a Kelvin scale. Understand, students? So solids can easily turn into liquid state by the process fusion. By the process fusion, which is also called melting. Here I told what about melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius in Celsius scale. In a Kelvin scale it is about 273 degree Kelvin. Ice itself started to melt. It is because latent heat of fusion. Understand, students? Latent is nothing but hidden. It is called a hidden heat. By utilizing that latent heat, ice itself started to melt. Clear or not? So the process of conversion of solid into liquid. Remember, the process of conversion of solid into liquid is called fusion. Clear or not? Reverse. The process of conversion of liquids into solid. The process of conversion of liquid into solid that is called solidification. That is called solidification. In other words, it is also called freezing. It is not given in our text. Just understand the process of conversion of liquid into solid. This is what we call solidification, and it is also called freezing. Okay. When ice completely melts, it turns into water. They try to make that cool. Understand? If you kept that water again in a refrigerator for cooling, it again turns into same state. Which state? Solid state. That will be ice state. Understand? So both are reversible. Both are reversible. Conversion of solid into liquid, fusion or melting. Conversion of liquid into solid, solidification of freezing. Okay? Are you clear about this? Come to this one. Conversion of liquid into gas. Take a water in a bowl. Make the simple activity in your home. Take a water and boil and start to heat it until it get to evaporate. Understand? So when water start to boil, understand? After boiling, this water start to evaporate. This water start to evaporate. That process we call it is vaporization. The question is that, sir, at which temperature the water start to boil? You can also find this boiling point of water in your home by using the thermometer. It shows 100 degrees Celsius. How much? 100 degrees Celsius, students. This is in the degree Celsius scale. In Kelvin scale, it is about 373 degree Kelvin. Very important. Remember, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius in Celsius scale, and in Kelvin scale it is about 373 degree Kelvin. Understand? So the process of conversion of liquid into gas is called vaporization. What it is? Vaporization. So when you start to heat the water until it start to boil, after boiling it gets evaporate. At which temperature water start to boil? At 100 degrees Celsius. Hence we call 100 degrees Celsius is called boiling point of water. This is called boiling point of water. Melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius, but boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So this is vaporization process. We can convert liquids into gas by this process, vaporization. It is also reversible. You can again get a liquid form of matter from gas. How? By the condensation. By the condensation. Condensation is nothing but if you apply the pressure on gases, that gases turns into liquid. Understand? So here pressure that converts gases into liquid. Pressure that converts gases into liquid. So this is called condensation. The process of conversion of gas into liquid. The process of conversion of gas into liquid, it is called condensation. It is called condensation. Clear or not, students? Okay. So what we are using the cooking gases in our home, cylinders. You are using cooking cylinders in your homes. Which gas is there in your gas? Which gas is there? Butane. Butane gas is there. We said it is a butane gas. LPG, liquid petroleum gas. It is in a gas, but in cylinder it is existed in a liquid state. Understand? So gases are, I already told, gases are compressible. Gases are compressible. If we compress the gases, if we apply the pressure on gases, that gases converts to liquid state again. That process we call it is condensation. It is already now, you might see this condensation process in your homes. So take the same water in a bowl, heat it. Heat that water up to it turns to vapor. Understand? When the vapor when water start to boil, vapor will come. Understand? In that situation, just take a lid and put it on a bowl. Understand? What do you mean? You just put it a lid on a bowl. ಪಾತ್ರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಮುಚ್ಚಳವನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚಳು ಯಾವಾಗಿದು ವೇಪರ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮುಚ್ಚಳವನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತದೋ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಹಾಕಿದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಒಂದು 5 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಆ ಮುಚ್ಚಳವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಮುಚ್ಚಳದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹನಿಗಳು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತವೆ, ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಆ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ವೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡೈಲಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್? ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್. Solids can be converted into directly gas. Already I told, here ice is there. Ice gets melts and turns into liquid, not gas. But some materials are there. If you give the heat to that solid materials, they directly turns to gaseous state. That process we call is deposition. Sublimation. That process we call is sublimation. Best example is the camphor. Camphor. Did you see that camphor? ಕರ್ಪೂರ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀರಿ. ಕರ್ಪೂರವನ್ನ ಉರಿಸ್ರಿ, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, ಯಾವುದು ಗ್ಯಾಸಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಕರ್ಪೂರ. ಅದೇ ಜೊತೆ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನ್ಯಾಫ್ಥಲಿನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ದವಸ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಳ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ನ್ಯಾಫ್ಥಲಿನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್, ಅದು ನ್ಯಾಫ್ಥಲಿನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ burn that naphthalene tablet, it also directly turns into gaseous form. So the process of conversion of solids into directly gas without changing into liquid. Understand? The process of conversion of solid materials into gas, that process we call it is sublimation. That is called sublimation, and it is also reversible. We can get again same state of solid materials from gas by the process deposition. Understand students? Deposition. So this is what we call changes or change. Matter can change its state. Understand? Even matter also changes its state. So these are the methods of changes of states of matter. Understand? See, solids can be converted into liquid by the process fusion. This is also called melting. Liquids again can turn into solid by the solidification of freezing. Liquids are converted into gas by the vaporization. Gases again converted into liquid by the condensation. Finally is there solid. Solids can be directly converted into gases by the process sublimation. Remember, very important, supplementary substances are there. Which are those? Camphor is there, naphthalene tablet is there,